The whole family could see the countdown above my sister Stella's head. They all knew she would die on her 16th birthday. So Stella became the most precious person in this household. The delicious snacks were hers, the pretty dresses were hers, even the bedtime stories from mom and dad, those were hers too. Until I finally made it to her 16th birthday. Mom and dad, afraid I would cause trouble, locked me burning with fever in the storage room. I pounded on the door in fear. Mom, let me out. I have a fever. My head hurts so much. Mom gritted her teeth. Enough. Your sister only has today left before she dies. Can't you just bear with it? But I feel awful. Gradually, the sounds outside the door disappeared and my consciousness grew hazy. My body suddenly felt very light. Through the old wooden door, I could see the warm lights in the living room. Mom and dad sat pressed close to Stella on the sofa. Stella wore her only new dress, pale blue, with tiny embroidered stars on the hem. Her face looked especially pale under the lamplight, her lips almost bloodless. Mom, Dad, is Ivy really okay? Mom's words caught in her throat. Her eyes reddened. Just focus on your birthday tomorrow. Don't let her ruin your mood. Stella pressed her lips together and said nothing more, but her brow furrowed even tighter. I knew she always felt she owed me something. In the living room, Mom tenderly touched Stella's face, her fingertips softly brushing the stray hair from her forehead. Stella, don't pay attention to her, Mom said, exhaustion in her voice. That child has been jealous of you since she was old enough to understand. You know that. I froze. Yes, I was jealous of Stella. I was jealous that she had all the favoritism, jealous of her new dresses, jealous that when she had a fever, Mom would watch over her all night, jealous that even with only one day left to live, she was still the apple of Mom and Dad's eye. I drifted toward Stella, wanting to grab her hand, wanting to tell her I really did have a fever, that my head really hurt, but my hand passed straight through her body, like passing through a wisp of fog. I stopped midair, staring blankly at my transparent fingers. I was already dead. What came before Stella's countdown hit 0 was actually my death. Memories rushed in like a tide, carrying the smell of old dust. The summer I turned 7, Mom roasted a chicken. 2 golden, glistening drumsticks sat on top. At dinner, Mom carefully placed both drumsticks in Stella's bowl. Stella, eat more, build up your strength. I looked at the few green vegetables in my own bowl. Tears suddenly fell. Why does Stella get both drumsticks? I want to eat them too. I want chicken drumsticks too. Dad's chopsticks slammed heavily on the table. Ivy, how can you be so inconsiderate? He stood up, his face dark with anger. Don't you know Stella's health is poor? Don't you know that Stella? He couldn't continue. I didn't know. I only knew that Stella's complexion was always very pale, that she sometimes coughed, that Mom and Dad always looked at her with that sad expression, but I didn't know what that meant. Why does everything belong to Stella? I cried out, jumping down from my chair and pointing at Stella sitting across from me. Why don't you just die? Give my things back to me. Stella's tears instantly fell, big drops splashing into her bowl. She opened her mouth but couldn't make a sound. Mom shot up and slapped me across the face. That was the first time I'd been hit so hard. Stella lunged forward to protect me, but Mom held her back tightly. Let her learn her lesson. Let her know what she can and can't say. The next day, I overheard Mom and Dad talking in the kitchen. 9 more years left. Mom's voice was crying. I know. Dad's voice was hoarse. 9 years, just 9 years. That's when I learned that Stella really would die. That the numbers above her head that no one else could see were her life countdown. In the living room, Mom and Dad, eyes red, carefully sent Stella back to her room. I watched, my heart suddenly aching. Should we let Ivy out? Dad's voice was soft. Mom was silent for a long time. Let her endure it a bit longer. Mom finally spoke, her voice so exhausted it seemed to take all her strength. At least, let Stella spend this birthday peacefully. Just this one day, the last day. I saw Mom raise her hand to wipe her eyes. Ivy will understand. She seemed to be convincing herself.